Ezekiel 21. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward Jerusalem, and drop word against the set-apart places, and prophesy against the land of Israel. And you shall say to the land of Israel, Thus said Yahweh, See, I am against you, and I shall draw my sword out of its sheath, and cut off from you the righteous and the wrong, because I shall cut off from you the righteous and the wrong. Therefore my sword shall go out of its sheath against all flesh from south to north. And all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, have drawn my sword out of its sheath, and not to turn back again. And you, son of man, sigh with a breaking of loins, and sigh with bitterness before their eyes. And it shall be, when they say to you, Why are you sighing? That you shall say, Because of the report that is coming. And every heart shall melt, and all hands shall go limp, and every spirit become faint, and all knees be weak as water. See, it is coming, and it shall be, declares the Master Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy. And you shall say, Thus said Yahweh, say a sword. A sword is sharpened, and also polished. It is sharpened to make slaughter. It is polished to flash like lightning. Or shall we rejoice? My son, you have despised the rod, every stick. And he has given it to be polished, to be taken by the hand. This sword is sharpened and polished to be given into the hand of the killer. Cry and wail, son of man, for it shall be on my people. On all the leaders of Israel they shall be delivered to the sword together, and my people, therefore, strike your thigh. For it is a trier, and what if it even despises the rod? Shall it not be, declares the Master Yahweh? And you, son of man, prophesy and strike your hands, striking, and let the sword come down twice, thrice, the sword for the slain. It is the sword of the slain, the great one which surrounds them. I have set the point of the sword against all their gates, to melt the heart, and that the overthrown be many. Ah, it is made like lightning, keen for slaughter. Sharpen yourself on the right, set yourself on the left, wherever your edge is appointed. And I too, I shall strike my hands together and cause my wrath to rest. I, Yahweh, have spoken. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, And you, son of man, appoint for yourself 2 ways for the sword of the sovereign of Babel to go, both of them coming from one land, and place a signpost. Put it at the head of the way to the city. Appoint a way for the sword to go to Rabbah of the Ammonites, and to Yehuda, into the walled Jerusalem. For the sovereign of Babel shall stand at the parting of the way, at the fork of the 2 ways, to practice divination. He shall shake the arrows, and he shall ask the household idols. He shall look at the liver. In his right hand shall be the divination for Jerusalem, to set up battering rams, to call for murder, to lift the voice with shouting, to set battering rams against the gates, to heap up a siege mound, to build a wall. And it shall be to them as a false divination in the eyes of those who have sworn oaths to them. But he is bringing their crookedness to remembrance, so that they are taken. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, because you have made your crookedness to be remembered, in that your transgressions are uncovered, so that your sins are seen in all your deeds, because you have been remembered, you are taken by hand. And to you, O profane wrong one, leader of Israel, whose days have come. whose day has come in the time of crookedness of the end. Thus said the Master Yahweh, remove the turban and take off the crown. This shall not remain. Exalt the humble and humble the exalted. Overthrown, overthrown. I make it overthrown. It shall be no longer until he comes to whom it rightly belongs, and I shall give it. And you, son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Master Yahweh concerning the Ammonites and concerning their reproach. And you shall say, a sword drawn for slaughter, polished to the utmost like lightning, while they see false visions for you, while they divine a lie to you, to put you on the necks of the profaned ones, the wrong ones whose day has come. In the time of the crookedness of the end, return it to its sheath. In the place where you were created, in the land of your origin, I shall judge you, and I shall pour out my displeasure on you, blow against you with the fire of my wrath, and shall give you into the hands of beastly men skilled to destroy. You are to be fueled for the fire, your blood to be in the midst of the land. You are not to be remembered, for I, Yahweh, have spoken. Chapter 22. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, and now, son of man, judge the city of blood, and you shall show her all her abominations. And you shall say, thus said the Master Yahweh, the city sheds blood in her midst, that her time might come, and she has made idols within herself to become defiled. You have become guilty by the blood which you have shed, and have defiled yourself with the idols which you have made. Thus you have brought your days near, and have come to the end of your years. Therefore I shall make you a reproach to the nations, and a mockery to all lands. Those near and those far from you mock you. Defiled is your name, and great the confusion. See, the leaders of Israel, each one has used his arm to shed blood in you. They have despised father and mother within you. They have oppressed the sojourner in your midst. They have wronged the fatherless and the widow within you. You have despised that which is set apart to me, and you have profaned my Sabbaths. Slanderous men have been in you to shed blood, and in you are those who eat on the mountains. They have done wickedness in your midst. In you they have uncovered the nakedness of a father. In you they have humbled women who are defiled during their uncleanness, and the one has done abomination with his neighbor's wife, and another wickedly defiled his daughter-in-law, and another within you has humbled his sister, his father's daughter. In you they have taken a bribe to shed blood. You have taken interest and increase. You have cut off your neighbor by extortion, and you have forgotten me, declares the Master Yahweh. And see, I shall strike my hand because your greedy gain which you have made, and at the bloodshed which has been in your midst. Would your heart stand? Your hands be strong in the days when I deal with you? I, Yahweh, have spoken and shall do it. And I shall scatter you amongst the nations, and shall disperse you throughout the lands, and shall consume your filthiness out of you. And you shall profane yourself before the eyes of the nations, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel has become dross to me. Excuse me. All of them are bronze and tin and iron and lead in the midst of a furnace. They have become the dross of silver. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, because all you have become dross, therefore see, I am gathering you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and bronze and iron and lead and tin into the midst of a furnace to blow fire on it, to melt it. So I gather you in my displeasure and in my wrath, and shall blow and melt you. And I shall gather you and blow on you with the fire of my wrath, and you shall be melted in its midst. As silver is melted in the midst of a furnace, so are you melted in its midst. And you shall know that I, Yahweh, have poured out my wrath on you. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, say to her, you are a land that is not cleansed or rained upon in the day of displeasure. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in her midst, like a roaring lion tearing the prey. They have devoured life. They have taken wealth and precious matters. They have made many widows in her midst. Her priests have done violence to my teaching, and they profane my set-apart matters. They have not distinguished between the set-apart and profane, nor have they made known the difference between the unclean and the clean, and they have hidden their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned in their midst. Her leaders in her midst are like wolves tearing the prey to shed blood, to destroy lives, and to get greedy gain. And her prophets have coated them with whitewash, seeing a false vision and divining a lie for them, saying, Thus said the Master Yahweh, when Yahweh had not spoken, the people of the land have practiced oppression and committed robbery, and have wronged the poor and needy, and they oppressed the sojourner without right ruling. And I sought for a man among them who would make a wall and stand in the breach before me on behalf of the land, that I should not destroy it. But I did not find one. Therefore I have poured out my displeasure on them. I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath, and I have put their way on their own head, declares the Master Yahweh. 23. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, there were 2 women, daughters of one mother, and they whored in Mitzrayim, they whored in their youth. There their breasts were handled, and there their maiden nipples were squeezed, and their names were Oholah the elder, and Oholibah her sister, and they were mine, and they bore sons and daughters, and their names, Shomeron, is Oholah, and Jerusalem is Oholibah. And Oholah whored while she was mine, and she lusted for her lovers, the neighboring Assyrians, dressed in purple, officers and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding on horses. So she gave her whorings on them, all of them choice sons of Ashur, and with all for whom she lusted, with all their idols she defiled herself. And she did not forsake her whorings from Mitzrayim, for in her youth they had lain with her, and they squeezed her maiden nipples, and poured out their whorings on her. Therefore I have given her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians for whom she lusted. They uncovered her nakedness. They took away her sons and daughters and killed her with the sword, and she became a byword among women. And they executed judgments on her. And her sister Oholibah saw this, yet she became more corrupt in her lust than she, and in her whorings more corrupt than her sister's whorings. She lusted for the sons of Ashur, officers and rulers, the ones near, perfectly dressed, horsemen riding on horses, all of them desirable young men. And I saw that she was defiled. They both took the same way. But she increased her whorings, and she looked at men carved on the wall, images of Kesdim inscribed in red, girded with the belts around their loins, flowing turbans on their heads, all of them looking like officers, like the sons of Babel, of Kesdim, the land of their birth. As soon as her eyes saw them, she lusted for them, and sent messengers to them in Kesdima. And the sons of Babel came to her into the bed of carnal love, and they defiled her with their whorings. And she was defiled by them, and her being turned from them in disgust. And she uncovered her whorings, and uncovered her nakedness. Then I turned my being from her in disgust, as my being had turned from her sister in disgust. And she increased her whorings, remembering the days of her youth when she whored in the land of Mitzrayim. And she lusted after her lovers, whose flesh is like the flesh of donkeys, and whose emission is like the emission of horses. Thus you longed for the wickedness of your youth, when the Mitzrites squeezed your nipples because of the breasts of your youth. Therefore, Oholibah, thus said the Master Yahweh, see, I am stirring up your lovers against you, from whom you're being turned in disgust, and shall bring them against you from every side. The children of Babel and all the Kasdim, Pekod and Shoah and Awah, all the sons of Ashur with them, all of them desirable young men, governors and rulers, officers and men of name, all of them riding on horses, and they shall come against you with battle axe, chariots, and vehicles, and with an assembly of peoples. They shall set against you armor and shield and helmet all around, and I shall commit the judgment to them, and they shall judge you according to their rulings. And I shall set my jealousy against you. Against you, and they shall deal heatedly with you. They shall cut off your nose and your ears, while the rest of you fall by the sword. Your sons and your daughters they shall take away, while the rest of you shall be consumed by fire. And they shall strip you of your garments, and shall take away your pretty jewels, and I shall put an end to your wickedness and to your whorings from the land of Mitzrayim, so that you do not lift your eyes to them, neither remember Mitzrayim anymore. For thus said the Master Yahweh, see, I am giving you into the hand of those whom you hate, into the hand of those whom you're being turned in disgust, and they shall deal with you in hatred, and they shall take away all you have worked for, and they shall leave you naked and bare, and the nakedness of your whorings shall be uncovered, and the wickedness of your whorings. I do this to you because of your whoring after the nations, because you have been defiled by their idols. You have walked in the way of your sister, and I shall give her cup into your hand. Thus said the Master Yahweh, drink of your sister's cup, the deep and wide one, you being laughed at and mocked at, for it holds much. Be filled with the drunkenness and sorrow, the cup of astonishment and ruin, the cup of your sister Shomeron, and you shall drink it and shall drain it, and gnaw at its shards, and tear at your own breasts, for I have spoken, declares the Master Yahweh. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, because you have forgotten me, and cast me behind your back, therefore you shall bear your wickedness and your whorings. And Yahweh said to me, Son of man, judge Oholah and Oholibah, and declare to them their abominations. For they have committed adultery, and committed adultery with their idols, and and even offered their sons whom they bore to me, passing them through the fire to devour. They also did this to me. They have defiled my set-apart place on the same day, and they have profaned my Sabbaths. For when they had slain their children for their idols, on the same day they came into my set-apart place to profane it. And see, that is what they did in the midst of my house. And they even sent for men to come from afar, to whom a messenger was sent. And see, they came, for whom you washed yourself, painted your eyes, and adorned yourself with ornaments. And you sat on a splendid couch with a table prepared before it, on which you had set my incense and my oil. And the sound of a crowd at ease was with her, and drunkards were brought from the wilderness with men of the commonest sort, and they put bracelets on their wrists and pretty crowns on their heads. Then I said concerning the one worn out in adulteries, now let them commit her whorings, even hers. And they went to her as men go into a woman. They went into her as men go into a woman who is a whore. Thus they went into Oholah and Oholibah, the wicked women. But let righteous men judge them with the judgment of adulteresses and the judgment of women who shed blood, for they are adulteresses, and blood is on their hands. For thus said the Master Yahweh, Bring up an assembly against them. Give them up to maltreatment and plunder, and the assembly shall stone them swords with stones and cut them with their swords. They shall kill their sons and their daughters and burn their houses with fire. And I shall put an end to the wickedness in the land. And all the women shall be instructed not to commit wickedness as you have done. And they shall put your wickedness on you, and you shall bear the sins of your idols, and you shall know that I am the Master Yahweh. 24. And in the 9th year, in the 10th new moon, on the 10th of the new moon, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, write down the name of the day, for it is this same day the sovereign of Babel has thrown himself against Jerusalem. And speak a parable to the rebellious house, and you shall say to them, Thus said the Master Yahweh, put on a pot. Put on a pot, put it on, and also pour water into it. Gather pieces of meat in it, every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder. Fill it with choice bones. Take the choice of the flock. Also pile bones under it. Cook it thoroughly. Also let the bones cook in it. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, woe to the city of blood, to the pot in which there is rust, and whose rust has not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, on which no lot has fallen. For her blood is in her midst. She has set it on a shiny rock. She did not pour it on the ground to cover it with dust, to stir up wrath, to surely take vengeance. I have set her blood on a shiny rock so that it would not be covered. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, woe to the city of blood. Let me also make the pile great. Heap on the wood, kindle the fire, cook the meat well, mixing in the spices, and let the bones be burned up. And set it on the coals, empty, so that it gets hot, and its bronze glows, and its filthiness shall be melted in it, and its rust be consumed. She has wearied herself with sorrows, and her great rust has not gone from her into the fire with her rust. In your filthiness is the wickedness, because I have cleansed you. But you are not clean. You shall not be cleansed of your filthiness any more, till I have caused my wrath to rest upon you. I, Yahweh, have spoken. It shall come, and I shall do it. I do not hold back, nor do I pardon, nor do I relent. According to your ways and according to your deeds, they shall judge you, declares the Master Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, excuse me, Son of man, see, I am taking away from you the desire of your eyes with one stroke, but do not mourn, nor weep, nor let your tears run down. Groan silently, make no mourning for the dead. Bind your turban on your head, and put your sandals on your feet. Do not cover your upper lip, and do not eat man's bread of sorrow. And I spoke to the people in the morning and in the evening my wife died, and the next morning I did as I was commanded. And the people said to me, would you not explain to us what these matters you are doing mean to us? And I said to them, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, speak to the house of Israel. Thus said the Master Yahweh, see, I am profaning my set-apart place, the pride of your strength, the desire of your eyes, and the delight of your being, and your sons and daughters, whom you left behind, shall fall by the sword. And you shall do as I have done. Do not cover your upper lip, nor eat man's bread of sorrow, and let your turbans remain on your heads and your sandals on your feet. Do not mourn, nor weep, but you shall pine away in your crookednesses, and groan with one another. And Ezekiel shall be a sign to you. Do according to all that he has done. When this comes, you shall know that I am the Master Yahweh. And you, son of man, on the day when I take from them their stronghold, the joy of their adorning, the desire of their eyes, and the lifting up of their being, their sons and their daughters. On that day, one that has escaped shall come to you to let you hear it with your ears. On that day, your mouth shall be open to him who has escaped, and you shall speak and no longer be silent, and you shall be a sign to them, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Chapter 25. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face against the Ammonites, and prophesy against them. And you shall say to the Ammonites, Hear the word of the Master Yahweh. Thus said the Master Yahweh, because you said, Aha, against my set-apart place, when I was profaned, and against the land of Israel, when it was ruined, and against the house of Yehudah, when they went into exile. Therefore, see, I am giving you as a possession to the men of the east, and they shall set their encampments among you, and make their dwelling places among you. They shall eat your fruit, and they shall drink your milk, and I shall make Rahab a pasture for camels, and Ammon a resting place for flocks. And you shall know that I am Yahweh, for this is what the Master Yahweh said, because you clapped your hands, and you stamped your feet, and rejoiced with all the scorn of your being against the land of Israel. Therefore, see, I myself shall stretch out my hand against you, and give you as plunder to the nations. And I shall cut you off from the peoples, and make you perish from the lands. I shall destroy you, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. This is what the Master Yahweh said, because Moab and Seir say, See, the house of Yehudah is like the nations. Therefore, see, I am opening the flank of Moab on the side of the cities, on the side of his cities, on its frontiers, the splendor of the land. Baeth, Yeshmoth, Baal, Maon, and Kiriathayim, and I shall give it, together with the Ammonites, as a possession to the men of the east, so that the Ammonites are no more remembered among the nations. Also on Moab I execute judgments, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus said the Master Yahweh, because of what Edom has done against the house of Yehudah, by taking extreme vengeance, and they became very guilty, and they have taken vengeance on them. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, I shall stretch out my hand against Edom, and I shall cut off man and beast from it, and lay it waste, from Teman even to Dedan. They shall fall by the sword, and I shall lay my vengeance on Edom by the hand of my people Yisrael, and they shall do in Edom according to my displeasure and according to my wrath. So they shall know my vengeance, declares the Master Yahweh. Thus said the Master Yahweh, because the Philistines have acted in vengeance, and took extreme vengeance with scorn in their being, to destroy with lasting enmity. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, see, I am stretching out my hand against the Philistines, and I shall cut off the Kerethites, and destroy the remnant of the seacoast, and execute great vengeance on them with raging reproofs, and they shall know that I am Yahweh when I lay my vengeance upon them. Shalom.